you drink. You got a secret, but it's one you can't keep. Oh, beautiful stranger, you're an angel to me.
You read the Bible, Rick?
Yes.
Well, there's a passage I got memorized. Sort of fits this occasion. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of...
The Malcolm Go podcast, August the 16th, 2023. We are fresh into 1 week into the preseason. Tyler and KP are joining me via Zoom. We got a nice Marcus King to open the episode today. KP, are you familiar with Marcus King? You're muted, by the way.
I do not know who Marcus King is, and I'm not going to pretend I do.
You might not have heard it. It was a very bluesy sound, and if you Google the man, you will surely be surprised. He looks like a overgrown baby, a white baby, just fat, chubby white baby.
Oh, we got a white blues guy?
Listen, I am known to love music where white people steal black people's music, so I'm all in on Marcus King. Elvis
But yeah,
Presley,
well, we don't. I mean,
Eminem.
I don't know that it's the same. It doesn't go the same way. Like Darius Rucker's the only famous black country singer, right?
This isn't country. It's blues. It's black man's blues, and it's this fat white kid. I swear to God, Google him, and he looks like he just came out of his mom, and he like put on a cowboy hat. He wears one. Go ahead.
You know who's awful is that like Richmond from North.
Oh, you're getting banned.
Rich guys.
First of all, take it easy.
You ever seen someone blow up faster? Oh yeah, man, they stole our jobs.
Hey, have you guys listened to the song?
Miners on an island somewhere. We should open the pod.
It's a fine song, but like, let's face it, it's not.
All right, let me be honest.
Like earth-shattering.
Hold on, if I go to my Apple Music right now, I think the last song I listened to. Yep, that's the last.
This man he's really speaking to me, man. This guy's really speaking to me.
The chorus comes out in like the little quip that's everywhere is like those rich. What is it like the rich guys north of Richmond? And it's like, oh yeah, like this is I can. And then you hear him singing, you're like, you should have had someone else sing the song,
dude. That blew up like fucking. It blew up like instantly. Everyone was blogging about it. Joe Rogan fucking retweeted it, and then he had like 2.5 billion followers. He came out on like the next day. It was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm playing the Chattahoochee fucking country fair tomorrow. It's a Tuesday evening that we're gonna
go
be
look at your text messages. Go look at your text messages.
For the tip jar, I'll take cash, check, or Met.
Yeah, I listened to. It's the last song I listened to.
Dude, I listened to it too. It's fine, but like, let's face it. Like they're acting like
good.
This guy has broken rank. Like he's the fucking guy that finally is bringing the message from the Lord down to us. Like no one's ever heard that statement before. Hey man, the government don't care about any of us, Republican or Democrat. Okay, you got it.
John Lennon, what? We got the fat redhead about to sing for us.
Well, that's the whole thing now. It's like white people that can sing soul, like fucking them, Marcus King, and then like the Childers, Sturgill Simpson, guys that aren't like fucking, run-of-the-mill country singers.
Sturgill Simpson, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll's the king. I'm a
Jelly
Jelly
Roll
Roll
is
guy.
Fucking Uncle Cracker with a face tattoo. Is all
except
fucking
for
Jelly Roll.
Except for awesome. Mr.
Dog
Roll,
shit, by the way. Any white guy that has to get their face tattooed to like be one with the culture, I'm fucking out on. Fast.
There's a Jelly Roll documentary on Hulu.
Sure,
it's very important.
Let me wonder what happened. His dad left, and he was they lived in some rural area, and he had no shoes. So he would just sing with his dirty fat feet. Somewhere he found food though. He's fucking 600 pounds.
Leave him alone.
You guys remember the song "Follow Me Everything"? It was like Kid
Yeah,
Rock's like opener. That's fucking him. That he transformed into Jelly Roll is what he did.
All right.
I'm sure he's a great guy. God bless him.
Who's the best singer on the Patriots?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it was a good transition though.
It was a terrible transition. Worst transition in the business. But we opened up today. I played a little of the Pulp Fiction, Ezekiel 25:17, The Path of the Righteous Man. We're got
back.
ourselves, as predicted, Ezekiel Thick Zeke. Thick with 3 C's Zeke was practicing today in Green Bay. He looking...
I mean, I'm going to be honest. He looked heavy.
Right. He's got that James Harden fat suit on. He's got the James Harden fat suit. He was running. They showed a clip of him running the ladder, and fucking Ramondre Stevenson is a different speed than anybody else. Like his feet go where they're supposed to go quickly, and Ezekiel Elliott was next, and it was like ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Like a fucking like it was like Mario jumping from fucking thing to thing. What?
He can catch. That's important.
Listen, Tyler dropped a great nugget in the group chat today. The Ezekiel Elliott numbers way better than one. I already forget his name. What was his name? Damian Harris, who went to Buffalo for greener pastures. We got an All-Pro as a replacement for cheaper. Someone that can catch the ball, run the ball. Has a nose ring, abs. He's got all this, everything we're looking for.
Yeah, and just like a natural back. I love a natural back.
Yeah,
he just was
Someone
born to run. He's just a beast. He
That's
just
what
knows how to run. Hit a
you
hole.
want to have a running back that's like throwback 90s running back, bell cow, never comes off the field, which is kind of like what Ramondre is. But in this day and age, you need 2. And
He's gonna go crop top too. That's gonna be awesome.
I don't know.
Baby
was looking thick today. You got Jerome Bettis belly.
I'm good with that.
Especially in football, where it's like Ramondre's going to be out as a running back at least 2 to 3 games, even if it's just the second half of a game.
I got a question, Tyler. Who's not going to be out for a game? You've got Matt. He's got Mac
injury like you read about.
He's got Mac out for 5 and Ramondre out for 2. We might never win.
Who played 17 games last year besides McCourty?
He's the only guy that ever plays. I mean, Tom Brady will play 17 games
Duggar
tomorrow.
Duggar missed games. Yeah.
Dietrich Wise doesn't miss games.
Hunter Henry will always miss games. Gesicki's going to miss games. Parker's going to miss games.
Harris.
I mean,
hopefully, it doesn't matter. We don't need any receivers or anything because the rookies are coming. The rookies are here.
Cooking. Butte had 4 catches in 11 on 11 today, and like the first 8 plays. Mac was slinging it to Butte.
Against the first teamers, your boy Pop is on Foxborough Flu Alert. Apparently, he's catching with the bums. Our third stringer Zappy, he's catching with third stringer Zappy.
Zipping it into him. I can't believe it. I haven't seen many. I mean, since the last preseason game, which was the only preseason game, I haven't heard any Pop hype. They've only had one practice though. They had
today.
I think they practiced Monday. They might have practiced Monday, Tuesday. And then they practiced Monday and then left yesterday. So now they
what are we doing? What are we doing tackling Mike Gesicki? Like I'm out on that.
We got to toughen up here. I mean, we're not these minor shoulder injuries. We got to fucking play through. This is training camp, boys. I mean, Bill Belichick would make he'd make you fucking run a lap 20 years ago. I saw a hilarious video of when Jimmy Johnson was coaching the Cowboys in like 93 and the kicker couldn't keep up with the team, whatever. He was like, it was training camp and he couldn't keep up with the group he was in. He's like, "Is this your group?" And you just hear some fat guy's voice go, "I got asthma, coach." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here. You don't have asthma on that field." He kicked him. He cut him. He never let him come back. He said, "Go have asthma on that field." Which is maybe the greatest fucking line I've ever heard anyone ever say.
Jimmy Johnson, hog, in case you're curious.
But his home is the University of Miami. He's so Southern. Anything that's more the best. Sorry to cut you off, Tyler. I just think the greatest thing that a Southerner can say is Miami with an A at the end.
Miami?
Yeah. It's maybe
It's like Missouri.
Missouri isn't as good as Miami. I love Miami.
I do just miss like an old school natural funny coach. Yeah. Like that they were mean, but it was also funny. Like you laughed as you were getting like completely
torn apart.
The last one we had, John Gruden was funny. I mean, if those emails ever like completely leaked, I feel like that would be a funny thing. Like
I think it's gonna be funny for some people. Some people not so much.
Well, I mean, come on, it's 2023. Stop getting so offended. It's an email. It's just words.
Yeah, that's the worst part is that he was emailing it to like other people, like making fun.
You know what annoys me is that we changed their name from the Redskins, and now the Redskins want them to be the Redskins again, like actual red-skinned people.
I don't think we're calling them Redskins nowadays. To be quite honest,
that was a good 10 minutes
before KP accidentally fucking dropped a fucking a racial slur for no reason.
It wasn't a slur. It wasn't a slur.
Literally said the Redskins wanted the Redskins back.
Well, I mean, obviously they don't think it's
Not
racist.
not like the tribe, like those people running around with red skin.
I feel like if I called them the tribe, that's even worse. All right, the tribesmen down there, they want to change it back.
The goddamn Cherokee want that Redskin name back, boys.
But I also don't know if Redskin was ever like a tribe.
It was just
It's
a
the same
generic
thing as calling like the slanty eyes.
Be careful,
like the
be
Chinese
careful.
eyes. Whatever. No, it's the same. Or the fucking, you could say anything. The New York Guineas. The fucking.
It's like calling us pasty. That's what it is.
No, it's not. It's not the same. Just the Cleveland Indian logo, like literally the Saugus Sachem logo, by the way, which I got a pennant. I'll bring it up because I have it. I have the pennant in my house. I'm a pennant guy, and I found it on eBay, and they were selling like a guy had these. I don't even know if they're real or reproduction or whatever, but they found all these. There's a million fucking Massachusetts high school pennants, and the Saugus one, obviously, with the Sachem is an Indian, and it's literally the same as the Cleveland Indian. Just a Indian with a nose the size of a fucking like a tomahawk, like the biggest nose you've ever seen, running around doing a war dance. I'm like, all right, some people have a point. I get it. Like fucking the Cleveland Indian logo with the red face, the giant teeth. I mean, come on, let's face it.
Yeah, but the Indians were like, we want this. This is cool.
They
We
certainly
enjoy
do
this.
want the Cleveland Indians. I know that. They might. Some of them were on the fence about the Redskins. But I don't think many people were on the fence about the Cleveland Indians.
Well, how long till we get the Cleveland Browns canceled for being brown?
Not the same
how
thing.
long?
Not even. Not the same thing.
I thought that was a good bit.
The Syracuse Orange Men. Haters forget that they're the Orange Men, and even though they had that dumb fucking shitbag orange logo, it used to be a Saltine Warrior in Indian. So they had to change from the Orange Men to the Orange. When I was in college, I had no idea that they used to be like an Indian, like that was their thing. I just was like, this stupid fucking this puff logo is like, why are they changing to the orange? The worst nickname in sports.
What do we do? Florida State has a man that's clearly just a fraternity member that's a little darker than everyone else, right through the middle of the field on a horse.
Though. But they're respecting their past while preserving their future. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Seminoles.
You know what the NFL could use? NFL could use like more college pregame stuff. Like the Patriots, if they did something besides the dumb like Civil War guy, Revolutionary War guys.
I don't hate that, but I would love if the Patriots had
what
like
if they came out on a covered wagon?
The things that could improve in the NFL and like just United States sports in general would be more like Europe, like songs, chanting, like smoke, bands.
Like Tony should be able to come to the Tyler. Tony should be able to come to the 204 with a drum set, like a full drum set.
I'd be into that. We did have a song after touchdowns, and then that guy.
Yeah, and then he was diddling, which was fine. I mean, I think that they got all the rights away from him, but like I think it's too long for them to even bring it back. I don't even know what they play anymore. What do they play now?
That family
is our house.
Is it? That's so dumb.
It's because that dumb family.
Gary Glitter, the fucking was loved going to fucking Thailand for little boys. Loved it.
The family in 203.5's trying. They're trying to start chanting the songs and stuff, but they're canceled. But they put
like the only teams like Philadelphia has one. Washington used to.
The Chiefs get electric with the very racist chant. What are we speaking of racist chants?
Is it a tomahawk chop? What are they
doing? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they're literally making fun of Indians, but whatever. I'm not doing it.
That sounds like a Saugus Sachem high school football game, to be honest with you.
I think you said like 8 things more racist than that on this podcast. And we're 10 minutes.
The mighty Saugus Sachem's cheerleaders used to dress up in Indian outfits. And hop around with feathers in their hair. Little Italian girls walking around with feathers in their hair, clapping.
Every time we've mentioned racism, Tony's brought up Saugus High. You take pride? I'm
just saying. I mean, look, I've been on everyone. They built a new high school with the biggest Indian head you've ever seen on it, overlooking Route 1.
Chiseled it in stone.
It's never been an issue with Saugus where people be like, we got to change the logo or the team. But I've always said that North Shore teams have like a little piece of history and all the little towns, like Gloucester's the Fishermen, Salem's the Witches. Saugus literally has the first iron works. They like invented iron in the country, and they just don't even think about it. Instead, they just got this random Indian logo to be alliterative. You know what I mean? I always think they should be the Saugus Iron Workers or the Saugus Iron Men. It doesn't flow off the tongue as well, but it's pretty badass. You could have the Arm & Hammer logo.
Aren't we already embarrassed enough in most athletics? Do we need to be?
You
the
could
Iron
at least,
Workers
but you could
also?
look good.
Yeah, I mean,
you could
that's
look
not
good.
it, man.
Look good, play good. You know what I mean? Deion Sanders said that.
What Patriot player would represent Saugus? I feel like David Andrews would be a Saugus man.
No, he wouldn't.
No, you know that guy that was taking the air out of the footballs in the bathroom?
He's the guy selling OxyContin in the fucking locker room
Yeah.
to whoever's
the
injured.
idiot
He's stealing fucking pain medicine and then also taking air out of footballs and filming other teams.
Belichick's son, but when he was only getting drunk in the
Yeah.
stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when he was
yeah,
16
yeah.
in the parking lot at Toby Keith's concert, that's him. That was the most Saugus hatred you can get.
Who's the the media guy who took the facts from the ticket salesman last year? Like it was a fake thing.
Oh, that
Rovell?
was Volan.
That was Ben Volan. He that guy. The guy who gave him that scoop is the guy who fucking would represent
That's hilarious.
Saugus.
That's something I wish I thought of that idea by fucking. I just don't hate him enough. They literally don't let him do Patriots anymore. He's the head NFL guy at the Boston Globe, which is a failing media in general. Like, no one reads a newspaper except for a great-grandfather's. And he fucking is never at Patriots camp. They don't even let him go.
Yeah.
He's always at, today he was at the Jets camp. I'm like, who fucking cares?
Speaking,
the Boston
can we
Globe.
talk about that? The Jets are apparently in shambles because it turns out when you pay a quarterback $52 million and you just get no one to block for him,
they
that's
got a
not
bunch
good.
of rookies. Becton was like a top 5 pick. They
Stunk.
fucking Elijah Vera Tucker. Then they draft another couple guys. I mean, they're fine. It's fucking weak. Everyone sucks. That's every single person's. If you go on any Twitter for any team's training camp, they're all terrible.
No, I don't know.
Except for maybe the Chiefs. They're like, well, look at Mahomes. He can fucking shoot a football out of his asshole.
I'd say, and the Bills are the same way. But I'd say 2 years ago, you remember preseason N'Keal Harry hype? There was nothing like it. There was nothing like it.
That's where he gets his best hype is in the preseason. He's probably tearing it up in Minnesota.
Well, I do like Trent Brown being back. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Trent Brown, I mean, they really need at least 4 starters penciled in for week 1. So if Onwenu needs no preseason, that's fine. Trent Brown is back now. That's good. David Andrews is probably close. Cole Strange, I'm sure, is close. So you need 4 out of 5.
David Andrews can play.
Yeah, if this is like year 2 Andrews, he's on the field. It's like dude,
David Andrews is a bulldog.
But listen,
that guy is a lunatic.
You don't show up for Tom Brady Day at Gillette Stadium. Gonna have a personal issue with you. Unless you fucking are crippled and you aren't playing in Tom Brady, a guy who missed 0 games aside from tearing his knee off, I'm not having it.
How about Mac with a tribute to Tommy Boy today? Did you see it?
Oh.
I mean, it was an obvious one. They asked him some ridiculous question. He's like, yeah, Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time. I'd like to follow in his footsteps or something very obvious. But Mac was just shouting out Tommy Boy.
That's just completely, he's just explaining something that's about Tom Brady.
Some dummy. It was a ridiculous question. And Mac was like, well, yeah, he's the best quarterback of all time.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone wants it to be like that. That's the whole point. I love it. ESPN is they're knee deep in the Patrick Mahomes is already on GOAT. He doesn't
even have to get 6
He doesn't have
Super
to have
Bowls.
7 Super
Shut
Bowls.
up.
He lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He absolutely needs 7. Maybe
and
8.
lost to him. Didn't he lose to him in the AFC Championship as well?
Yeah, he never beat him in the playoffs. So it's an impossible task unless he wins like 8 Super Bowls. But it doesn't matter.
I don't care. He's not going to pass Brady. He needs to focus on passing Peyton Manning, who's 3rd best. How about that? Let's get there first.
I'm a big Peyton Manning guy. I'll tell you what I don't like
who's
right
second
now about.
best?
I go Brady Manning all day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Brady Manning Marino probably for me.
I mean, I'd put Marino above. I mean, okay, after
You weren't
Brady.
you were a fucking sperm when he retired.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen video. It was
He
grainy.
He threw 48 touchdowns in 1984.
That's what I'm saying.
Absurd. You couldn't even throw the ball without getting paralyzed.
They wore leather.
That record
right?
stood for literally until they changed the rules and Peyton Manning threw 49.
I also saw Ryan Clark today, who I want to hit. I would physically.
Yes.
I do not like him. He says the worst things. He said George Pickens is more talented than Justin Jefferson. Is he ridiculous?
There's something
is he
about
suffering
Pittsburgh
from
Steelers
retardation?
people where once they play for Pittsburgh, that's all they ride for. They fucking go over the top with Pittsburgh Steeler praise. Like Terry Bradshaw, I remember was like the Patriots lost to them. It was like he was on Fox or whatever, and the Patriots had Corey Dillon got hurt, Ty Law tore his knee, and they were undefeated. They were on that 21-game win streak, and they lost to them in Halloween in Pittsburgh in 2003 or 2004, whatever year it was. And he goes, "Way to go, Steelers!" And I'll never fucking forget it. I was like, that piece of shit. And I fucking when they went to Pittsburgh and beat him in the AFC Championship game, I was in college. I was like, "Way to go, Steelers!" I'm running around, fucking absolutely shit faced. I yelling at Terry Bradshaw for no one else but myself.
Terry Bradshaw.
There was really nothing easier than Brady figuring out that zone blitz scheme of in the history of sports. He dominated the Steelers every time.
Nobody could do it. They're like, wow, Pittsburgh defense is the greatest defense of all time. It's impenetrable. The steel curtain. Tom Brady's like, this is the easiest shit ever. I'm going to throw for 700 yards. Wait till I get a tight end because you'll never stop him.
I'll just stand here and get hit as you blitz and throw a perfect pass every time. Yeah. And no one's going to tackle me.
Whoever blitzes, I'm throwing exactly to that guy, and you're fucking smoked. They literally ran Dick LeBeau out of a job. A guy that had been there since 1931. Yeah. He's like, okay, we can't stop him. We have to do something different.
Those are the days. I can't wait for Mac to do it this year. I'm so fired up about it.
I think Mac's going to be good this year. I do.
Is he going to play this week? Is he going to play Saturday?
Yes, he has to. He has to get probably a couple drives in, and then I'm telling you what, the Malik Cunningham
stop.
It's going to pick up hype. He's going to grab Zappy. He's going to grab Zappy's gig.
Yeah, he's going to absolutely grab Tyler's hero. He's going to grab his job. Week one.
I for one would not. The only reason I would keep him on the roster is I don't even know. I mean, could he ever translate to a Julian Edelman type and just be an emergency quarterback?
Well,
probably.
That's what I was going to say.
But you can't.
If he could be a gunner, but then also your backup.
He's 112 pounds.
Tyler, he played quarterback. What are you talking about?
I know, but he's playing receiver and stuff like that. So if you can have him play a position, but then also be your backup quarterback, that's a dream come true. You gain an extra roster spot.
But then you're looking at, so they have a new rule now where you can be an emergency third quarterback, or maybe didn't happen. Maybe I'm just talking completely out of my ass.
No, that's the thing.
Is it an emergency quarterback that dresses?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but you either have to keep a third quarterback on the game day roster or a seventh receiver because I don't know where he fits in. I don't know.
Well, he doesn't count against the roster.
53.
So he dresses, but he doesn't count against the roster.
But you couldn't play him at wide receiver.
He's also if he's going to be a receiver, he's a prime candidate for the flu. He's absolutely prime.
No, but here's the thing: if you cut him 100%, he would be picked up by the Ravens to be the backup for Lamar because they're literally the same player.
Or Denver would come get him because Russ will be out by week 7.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is you cut him, he's going somewhere. So you have to keep him on the roster. And is he really ever going to be your quarterback? Because probably not. And is he ever going to be a receiver? That's what you're projecting. Can he ever be a capable receiver, or is he just more like a backup, trick play guy? I don't know.
I'm in on
without Josh McDaniels. How many fucking flea flickers are we possibly going to throw this year? Because
we're going. I think week 1, play 1, we go flea flicker deep Gesicki with his
Sicky on a flea flicker
with
a
his
fucking tight end seamer. If you ever throw a flea flicker, it goes to Tyquan Thornton.
It is going to be nice to see something ran besides shotgun, we throw the ball, and under center, we run the ball the entire season. We didn't run a single trick play, not even a reverse.
Last year?
Yeah, we did. We sure did. You don't remember? We sure did try to throw it backwards once.
No, that's what gets you cut on this fucking league. I tell you right now, that's what gets you sent out to Las Vegas on the cheap.
I need to mention somebody who's got no hype right now, who I thought would just Marcus Jones. I thought that people would be hyped up about that guy.
I love Marcus Jones. He's a game day player. You don't need to worry about his training camp. He's a fucking he's a 3-phase player. He'll play defense.
Yeah, but they said Jordan Love was bullying him and Seagon today.
No, he got Gonzalez and Jack Jones deep, I think. But big deal.
I thought it was Marcus Jones. No. Jack Jones, first of all, Jack Jones riding on cloud 9. We escaped a case here.
What did I tell you? The boss didn't fight. You think anybody in East Boston is going to fucking prosecute a Patriots cornerback? They got fucking $150,000 on the fucking
that attorney. That attorney is the grittiest woman on all the shores. South Shore, North Shore, East Shore, West Shore. That
you see
woman's
her
about
last
it.
name? She's a North Shore girl.
No, I said that. You can't say that. I said that on Twitter, and people came from the cracks in the wall to tell me she wasn't. I was like, obviously, it was a good bit.
What do you mean she wasn't? She's not a North Shore girl?
Yeah, she's a South Shore girl.
With that last? Oh, I can't imagine. Maybe she's from Providence. Anyway,
it's like Weymouth though. It's not really that. Yeah. She's like still in the grit.
Yeah, not classy. Brockton, something like that. But yeah, so I told you Jack Jones is going to get off. There's no way they're going to fucking if he ever does anything, it's going to be fucking picking up trash in fucking March on the highway on Route 1 in front of Kowloon.
But Tony, you need to talk about you get it off your chest. Talk about Keion. Go ahead and do it.
Dude, he might be the best player. He might be the best player on the team.
KP cycles subjects so quickly.
He really does. He's a fucking
terrible
moderator. I hate that flag behind you, whatever that is. I hate it.
I sleep in my sister's room here, and that's tapestry is what they call that.
Classic self.
I know.
I don't know.
I need fucking many tapestries. Fucking Indiana Jones. What is
I don't know. That
looks like the Sublime logo. I hate it. Why didn't she bring it to
I
her
have
house?
any clue?
She moved out and didn't bring it. That tells you how much it stinks.
She hasn't lived here in 7 years, so yeah, it's gone. I don't.
You just go in
All
there.
right. Anyways, Keion White.
I like Marcus Jones as like a. I mean, he's like your fifth cornerback, but he's also your punt returner. Could play offense.
He's a good corner. Why is everybody down on him as a corner? He wasn't that good last year. He was
no. He only played once Jack Jones.
He's a 5'8". He's a good inside corner, and he had a lot of breakups. And he's a ball hawk. He had like 2 interceptions.
And he's a good receiver.
Pick 6.
He's a good receiver, which we need.
He's a good receiver. He's a good corner, and
he's a decent cornerback. He's not as good as. He's not as good as our starter. He's not as good as Jack Jones or John Jones.
No, I didn't say he was a starter outside corner, but he's an inside corner starter. He's a nickelback. He's better. You're telling me he's not better than fucking what's his face from Washington? The kid that fucking gets burned constantly, Miles Bryant.
That guy
count.
That guy shouldn't be in the state.
He starts inside. So you telling me he's not better than him?
He didn't. He also only started once Mills, Jack Jones, and John Jones were all out.
No. Miles Bryant plays all the time.
He does. He does. Guys got hurt. They attempt to put him on tight ends, and he just gets he gets crushed.
He did play a lot last year, but that was after injuries.
What's the John Jones deal? You mentioned it. Why is he not practicing ever?
Injured. Whatever. He's team captain. Leave him alone. You get so nervous. He gets so nervous about these training camp injuries.
John Jones is a pilot. John Jones is a pilot. I'm worried about my.
You get so deep into. Oh my God, Gesicki's down. They have a month till the game. He's texting everybody.
I did. I called Tony as soon as I saw it. I said, Tony, I think we're not going to win this year.
Yeah, he lost. He got tackled in practice. I was like, he's going to be fine. Just relax.
I said,
we got a text that.
What?
We got a text that Devontae Parker's shoelaces weren't tied.
Can you believe this, man? Can you believe it? The man's going to trip over his goddamn feet.
Devontae Parker's sneaky going to be the best receiver on the field.
Yeah, he's a good player. They have too many options that they don't even have one option right now. It's classic Belichick. He's going to load the field with a bunch of average guys, and one guy's going to get open, and they're going to accidentally, the defense is going to over pursue somewhere, and it's just going to be up for Mac to pick his target. That's it. It's the same way they won in 01, 03, until they got like Deion Branch. In 01 and 02 when they had nobody, he was just throwing to the open guy with a bunch of rejects. Even in like 06, nobody, fucking Rashae Caldwell, you're like, okay, you could at least run fast. I'll throw it to you. And fucking, Doug Gabriel, just random guys. Let the guy go out there and cook.
He's going to cook. How about Tyquan's catch down the sideline in this preseason game? That was awesome.
Everyone's sucking that catch's dick. I was like, come on. I mean, Bailey Zappi overthrew it. And it was a nice catch, but like,
it was just good to see him.
I thought that was a good throw. It was in between the corner and the safety. That's where you need to put it. And he made the
horrible throw. If he hits him, that had to be
on the outside. Number one, it had to be on the outside shoulder, and it was just too far and high, obviously. So you had a jump and catch. It's a good catch, but like, come on.
I mean,
NFL players should make that catch.
Yeah, well, yes, they should.
And that's also not a catch that Tyquan Thornton should be asked to make either.
He should make that catch.
But that's a fucking Devontae Parker ball. That's not Tyquan Thornton's game. 106
It
pounds.
should have been last year. Remember the ball he had last year to catch that was wide open? He had to dive a little bit.
I think that's the only play Tyler remembers from last year. It's like us with N'Keal Harry. Tyler in that catch.
Sometimes I think about
ruined
N'Keal
the
Harry
season.
making that catch against Indianapolis.
N'Keal Harry arguably still be a Patriot if they didn't call him out of bounds. Remember that?
Yeah, maybe it's the butterfly effect. His old trajectory could have been off. You know, he scores a touchdown there. He goes on a roll. Brady gets more confidence in him.
And that ball's worth
13
that
touchdowns
ball's worth
the next
millions.
year. Yeah, 13 touchdowns the next year, and you know he's on to contract number 2.
I would never have a Judon jersey. I mean,
that much closer to not killing myself because we talk about him every week. It would have been.
We'd be so amped about him. He'd be such a great outside receiver. We'd never have Devontae Parker. We'd just be a whole different team. Tom Brady wouldn't leave. He'd be so excited to play with N'Keal. We have 7 Super Bowls instead of 6. N'Keal was MVP.
Look, we have 7. 7's coming this year. The Jets are down bad. Miami's going to be down. I'm not scared of Miami. I'm not scared of the Dolphins one bit.
I'm not scared of Miami. I don't like cocky coach. I don't like that. I don't like cocky, confident coach McDaniels.
Arkansas's basketball coach was hanging out with that dummy today. He was
Irrelevant.
hanging out with him.
Absolutely,
it was very relevant. Super relevant. I saw it.
Arkansas basketball coach.
Look, we're a good basketball program.
Yeah, and then
I
think Buffalo takes a step back. I think the Jets are going to be better than you think. For some stupid reason, you think they're going to be shit. Aaron Rodgers is like reinvigorated. I think he's going to be better. The Dolphins.
He's not.
I don't know.
Remember how bad Zach Wilson was last year? Like it was the easiest thing ever to beat him.
Yeah, he was dog shit, and their defense was so goddamn good. They won like 9 games alone. They beat Buffalo in Buffalo, I think, didn't they?
It was just like
with
the
Zach
Patriots.
Wilson. Also, Zach Wilson's going to be a hot pickup next year. If he'll go to free agency, and the Patriots will get him on the cheap, and he'll be throwing. He's going to be slinging dimes for his second team. If he ever gets
this is a
back.
pro Mac podcast until further notice.
Until further
Zach
notice.
is going to be just following Baker's footsteps wherever he goes.
He's exactly like Baker and like that other guy they had before with a big head that stinks.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah. He threw that interception to J.C. Jackson like right in front of him. Like just lobbed it to him and he ran pick 6 in Carolina.
Whatever happened to J.C. Jackson? Is he still a player? Bill crushes it with cornerbacks.
Yeah,
he
blew out his knee last year. He's on San Diego.
Yeah, but like Bill crushes
and I will
it.
continue
Bill's
to
like,
call them San Diego.
Bill was like, all right, yeah, he's going to blow out his knee. Like, we'll let him walk. He'll get $1 zillion.
I mean, how about Stephon Gilmore? I didn't even realize he's wearing number 21 in Dallas. I love that move from him.
I think it was in South Carolina. Is that what he wore at South Carolina? I want to say that's what he wore at South Carolina.
No, he wore a single digit in South Carolina.
2. He wore 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Deion Sanders was the point. Wore 21 in Dallas. That's why I thought it was cool.
I forgot about it. He's got his
kind of
players.
like how Dallas rocks. They give like their new stars their old stars numbers, like 88 to the best receiver and like 21 for like Gilmore's guy.
All right. Well, if Mac has a good year, let's throw him in 12. How would you feel about it then?
No, I'd spit in his face if I'm thinking about it.
But Hunter Henry should be wearing like 87.
Yeah.
I'm all reissue 87. I'm just so annoyed at him. He was talking today about going fucking play for the Giants for Dabble. I was like, go ahead. Fuck off.
Let's still pop an 11 here. Get pop.
Wearing number 80. That's just as good as anything.
That is sick.
80
that is sick.
Troy Brown, fucking even Amendola. I mean, 87 is a great number. That's a legacy number too. Coates, Gronk. I mean, Coates could have had arguably had a retired number.
He's up there.
I saw a nice tweet the other day from a friend of ours on Twitter. Said, what pre-Brady Patriot would you most have wanted him to play with? I selected Ben Coates because could you imagine 2 seam stretchers like Ben Coates on one side, Gronkowski on the other side, just running the seam together? Curtis Martin seemed to be a heavy pick.
Curtis Martin was my favorite player.
Curtis Martin would have been awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I love it, but I mean, he dominated so hard with a great tight end. If he had two of the top 10 greatest tight ends ever, I mean, let's face it.
Hernandez was well on his way before he made some poor decisions. He was nothing
like Gronkowski or Coates.
Yeah, but did he need to be? People forget that
he wasn't a tight end.
He was just as good as Gronk. He was hanging in there.
Calm down. He was a different player.
Rookie year, he was a machine.
He was the best player I've ever seen his rookie year.
Those guys are like, how about those guys are like, first of all, for the stupidest motherfucker of all time, he fucking clicked on the football offense ASAP.
I don't know how he
like
how
literally
he
they're like
studied the
Patriots
playbook.
offense is so difficult, nobody gets it. Murderous psychopath fucking that gets caught because he literally like leaves the gun in his hand and spits in the guy's face, and he fucking goes to jail immediately. But he'll pick up the Patriots offense in an instant.
He got caught because he took a shower. He got a haircut and never took a shower.
Took a picture with a dead body. Like, what the fuck's he doing? But meanwhile, fucking he knows how to where to go on it, where defenders like fucking on his right side, his left side. He knows which route to take.
Curtis
That guy
Martin
was
was
so
the
good.
first player that like made me realize that like you don't just stay on your favorite team forever. Like when he left and went to the Jets, I was like, well, that's not. No, he should be with us.
That's
Like, what
really
is going
funny,
on here?
I remember being in the what do you call it? The predecessor? No, the predecessor of the 204 in old Schaefer Stadium with my dad. And I said, and he ran for like an 80-yard touchdown, like almost untouched. And I was like, Daddy, do you think they'll ever get rid of Curtis Martin? Because I was nervous that he would ever leave. And my dad was like, God, no. Patriots would never mess this one up. Like 5 years later. Yeah, it's funny. I was just like before we talked about Curtis Martin, I was like, do you ever think that like Tom Brady and his homeboys like sit around and be like, you remember Aaron Hernandez? That was fucking crazy. You think they just sit around and just chat about it every once in a while?
I wonder. Yeah, they
And, like,
definitely
just-
do, and I wonder how much they knew. I wonder if they were like. I mean, we knew Aaron killed that guy, right? Like we knew it.
Well,
He was
they
killing
said
some
it
people.
like
I know. Remember, they said
instantly.
like Wes Welker was like scared of it. Like people, like reporters wouldn't talk to him. Remember,
Yeah.
Greg Bedard tried to pretend like he was like this bad. He was like he saw Aaron Hernandez like pissing in like a street in Denver, and he went to like go stop. He was like, "Come on, man, we shouldn't be doing that." And like Aaron gave him like a stare, and he was like, "That was like his brush with death moment." Fucking dumb Greg Bedard tried to.
I mean, it probably
he tried
was
to
his
insert
brush with
himself into
death.
the murder story. Like you were next, Greg. Shut the fuck up.
they did say that he used to just like he used to just run the music in the locker room that no one would ever ask to change any of the songs.
I think he just probably just had he probably just had a hair trigger, so to speak. Like he was just ready to go
Yeah.
at any moment. Yeah, I mean he shot his friend in the face like fucking like in Miami. He just like shot his buddy.
That
in the
whole
eye.
Florida team was nuts. I mean, absolutely insane.
And meanwhile, you've got Tim Tebow who's like praying to God every 2 seconds. Kneeling.
Many forget Tim Tebow on that very team somehow won the Heisman over Darren McFadden in the most bullshit thing I've ever. But anyways, we won't talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have
Yeah,
to.
I mean, didn't they win the national championship that year?
Then I don't care. He shouldn't have won the Heisman
Were they
over
undefeated?
Darren
I think they were
McFadden.
undefeated national champions. So
No, they lost because you remember he was like,
give that speech.
he said, I will play harder than
Cried.
any player ever.
That
in the history
motherfucker
of
loved
ever."
Florida Gator football. Being from the North, you're just never gonna understand that type of pride in your fucking area college. Like I just can't. Like oh, Boston College lost today. Can you imagine? Ugh.
Yeah. That's because we don't have like a mill that if it left town, we would all be fucked.
That's true. Oh God, we ran out of propane. Shut it down, boys.
Guess we still got the Eagles.
Don't
Come
worry.
on, PC.
I mean, y'all, the tailgate. I mean,
They gotta
I
go
love
12,000 deep at the fucking game. Let's go, boys.
I love Gillette, but tailgating without a tent is insane. It was the most insane.
Tailgate with a
thing.
tent when it's fucking raining. Why do you need a tent? It's like it's September. It's like a nice
Because
cool
it's at your home
80,
base. I don't know where to
83.
stand.
Yeah, my home base is my trunk. I sit on my trunk or my cooler, and I the worst tailgating scene of all time. It's a terrible tailgate scene. I fully admit it. I don't care. I put my flag up. I sit on my trunk, and then me, my brother, and my friend talk shit for 3 hours, and then we go into the game hammered, and I try to sober
How many
up.
beers?
I try to sober
Let's see.
up for the rest of the day.
Building a tent would only take away from trying to drink as many beers as possible. before the
Well,
game
it gets you
started.
drunk slower because you don't have the sun beating on your head.
Yeah.
How many
That's the
low
point of it.
carb? How many low carb beers can Tony drink in 3 hours?
Hundreds. I'm a Coors Light man now. Don't drink that Bud Light shit, goddammit. I drink so much Coors Light that it's like, I literally drink, I don't know what's happened to me, but I've slowly become like Mr. Drinks 9 Coors Lights on a Thursday. Like,
Oh, no.
They go, I don't know why. Like, they're the same alcohol content as Miller Lite, Bud Light. They're all the same. But Coors Light just don't hit me, and I don't get hungover from them. So I'm just like,
Are we
I'll
going
have
through
70 of these
things?
real quick.
Do we need to have a therapy session on the
No,
podcast?
I'm like, I'm not hankering for them right now on a Wednesday, but I'm just saying, like, tomorrow I'll probably have a few. They started 8:30 a.m., but who's counting?
Who do the Patriots even play this week?
Same team they're
The
practicing
Packers.
against. They're not leaving.
The Packers.
Yeah. They're playing the
Lambeau.
Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Ezekiel Elliott's going to get 2 tree carries with a beaten down O-line, probably blow out his ACL in first carry. Hopefully Mac cooks. I'd like to see Mac sling a few.
I'd like to give Mac, give Mac 3 drives, and that's plenty.
But so we have this game on Saturday?
Saturday night.
And then they have another week, and then the season starts? Or
No, you got 2 more. 2 more.
This fucked me up last year. So they have, or 2 years ago, it fucked me up. When was Mac's rookie year? Yeah, 2 years ago. So it fucked me up 2 years ago. They have 3 preseason games and then a week off before the season starts.
So Mac could play next week.
He's playing this
week.
But
I think that they'll play him this week and then maybe a little bit next week. I don't think they played him at all last year. To be honest.
He's going to play. He'll play like 3 drives here, and then he'll play like a full quarter the next week, and then he's done.
You got to get your football. You got to get football. You got to get in football shape.
That's why he took all the reps in practice. He's taking all the 11-11s.
No need for Mac to take any reps in preseason last year. He had that offense down pat. That offense was cooking. We didn't need any
hand off. Like
you remember before the season? If we went and listened back to the podcast, we probably sounded like such dumbasses.
We were like, I believe in Belichick. Gotta believe in Belichick. He thinks that Patricia can do it. He can do it. That's
if Patricia can call plays, and Bill thinks he can, it's going to be awesome.
No, what I was saying is like he was good. He knows defense, so he knows how to stop offenses. So
that's exactly the direct quote was. I think since he knows how to call a defense, he knows where to attack them.
Yeah, I think that was basically our entire podcast for 6 weeks, talking ourselves into it. It took us till like week 8 of the season to finally be like, okay, this isn't working, boys.
Meanwhile, the media, I'll give them credit for the first time in the history of my life. They were like, this offense looks really, really bad.
Yeah,
it does look bad.
They were correct. I will give them
It's going to be kind of funny, like going to practice and just seeing like false starts every 3 plays. Like
wide receivers running into each other, fucking constantly. They're like, why are 2 guys running in cuts and smashing each other in the face?
Who was it against last year where Hunter Henry and who did he run into? One of them, they both got hurt. They sprinted into each other.
They both run like post patterns, but
and
the ball landed in between them, right?
It was Aguilar. Remember last year when who got hit so hard that Aguilar was like, we need to stop playing
that
football.
That was Parker.
Yeah, Parker got hit so hard. They're like, we need to quit playing football right now.
He was on
they were
going to
let him play.
They say. Yeah, they had him in the hurry up offense, and he's so preconditioned as a football player to never come off the field. He literally couldn't even breathe without fucking like he was like completely waddling like a fucking me on a Thursday after a couple Coors Light.
I love football. And then Mac was shot. We're going to have a good year this year.
Do you remember the play call? I think it was like 3rd and long. I think it was in Vegas. And they called a naked bootleg. Yeah, it was in Vegas because they called a naked bootleg with Mac. It was like literally 3rd and 10 from our own like 20-yard line.
He was supposed to throw it back across the field, right?
Oh, it was a naked bootleg. He was supposed to run for a first down. And he actually got the edge on Max Crosby, but like panicked and like did a stutter step and then it allowed him to catch him. But it was just a call. Yeah. What a call.
He was like, why? It was like, if you looked at the camera angle, it was like, he can easily get this. And then instantly everyone caught him like 1 yard later.
Yeah, no, it did close fast. It really makes you think about the athleticism of an NFL athlete because you're like, wow, Max got it. What a play call, Patricia. Oh, fuck.
What a ridiculous play call. We battering ram Mac Jones. What are we doing? Watched, good for us, though. We watched 17 games of it, and we only whined a little bit.
They literally put Mac Jones in the worst position to succeed in that Vegas game. The naked bootleg, the fucking... what's his dumb face? Fucking Jacoby Myers throwback pass to him. Like, what is he thinking? Like, oh my God, let's get this ball to Mac. He's gonna be able to run this in from fucking 80 yards out.
And then Mac had the Bengals beat and Nick Folk. Nick Folk's dumb. I'm out on Nick.
That was
Folk.
fucking Ramondre.
Ramondre. He fumbled. He didn't miss a field goal. He did miss field goals that game though.
So frustrating part about
Neggy going so neggy on Nick Folk for some reason.
Nick Folk. I watched Nick Folk come up short from 40 yards in color.
But he's strong. The kid, I mean, he's good. He's good enough.
He doesn't miss extra points.
No, he does, but he doesn't miss extra point, but he doesn't miss outside 50 usually.
Look, the streak's over. The magic's gone. Once the streak was over, that guy, I lost it quick on him.
Yeah,
that was also the most frustrating thing about last year's team is like they should have made the playoffs easily with how bad they were. Like,
7.5 is a travesty.
If they made it to the playoffs. I mean, it would have been much worse than the year before. I don't even know who they would have played. I think it was like set up. They would have played Buffalo again. It would have been just a bad night again. Remember like 2 years ago we were talking ourselves into them beating Buffalo. They're like, it's going to be cold and snowy. Same thing as the week 8 when we went in there.
We're going to have Scuba Suit Mac.
Yeah, Scuba Suit Mac. They went in there and lost by 75 points.
I had them win. I was like, if they can last year, I was like, if they can only get to the 6th seed and they don't have to play Buffalo, they could easily beat Cincy. We almost had them.
I think we were done. Listen, playoffs is a different season. It's a different season, a different game. It's a different game.
I will say, this team,
they got defense in a run game
with a real offense, and because the defense is going to be legit. We all know the defense is going to be sick.
How good is what is his name? Mupe?
Mapu.
The Moops. He's going to play this week. The Moops. I can't wait to see the Moops.
Do you think they're saying that like he's going to be the starting, like he's going to wear the green dot?
Literally, no,
they don't know what position.
How could he possibly?
They don't know what position he's going to play, but I guarantee he's immediately on Tony Jersey watch.
He's on Jersey watch. He's been on Jersey watch. Keion White's on Jersey watch. How about fucking him? He was obliterating players. I was like, he should start over fucking Judon. He's so good.
I didn't realize he was 6'5", 296 pounds of pure muscle. That guy's jacked.
That's fucking Willie McGinnis size.
How gone is Uche at the end of this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they don't sign him to an extension before the season starts and fucking Keion White like starts shredding, they might as well just trade him at the deadline because they're different players, but like honestly, he should be starting over Dietrich Wise, and Dietrich Wise should be on cut watch. If he wasn't a captain, he'd be on cut watch.
All right. No, you shouldn't. No, you need guys like that have had a strong background.
Was embarrassing players. Like literally treating NFL starters. This is his first NFL action as a rookie, and he was like, I know everything that's happening. I fucking broke down the tape. He's fucking not getting beat outside. He's not getting sucked in. He's blowing up
it's not like
handoffs.
Hey, you know who he is? He's like Trey Flowers if Trey Flowers had any sort of athleticism.
He's exactly correct.
This is all
absolutely
business. Not okay.
He's Patriot robot face. He's exactly like Trey Flowers. He's Patriot robot head, and he just all he thinks about is football and watching film, but he's an athlete. He's like
the earring
Willie
is
McGinnis,
awesome
basically.
Too.
Yeah, because like if you had everyone stand in a row, like you'd be like, all right, who's the best DN on the team? Nobody would have said Trey Flowers back in the day. Yeah. But if you have everyone stand next to each other, you're like, all right, who's the best DN? Everyone's gonna be like, well, it has to be that guy. He's fucking huge.
You mean this mountain of a human that fucking doesn't smile? Obviously him.
I'm afraid to look at behind glass.
He's got he has the LT earring too. You know Bill loves that. You know Bill loves the LT earring.
I really do love him already. Yeah, he's awesome. He's
very close to Jersey watch.
Somebody posted a picture of him today just walking across the field next to Judon, and he had a sleeveless shirt on, and I was like, I mean, that guy and I we have zero genetic, like nothing about us is the same. There's not one thing we have in common.
Yeah. The thing you like best about him is his name is White. You love that so much.
As soon as
strong
KP
family
starts
genes.
talking about genetics, you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, here he is. Here we go. Listen, you don't understand. They got an extra bone and an extra muscle. Okay, KP, not again. Do that.
Y'all just said a bunch of racist shit. I didn't say anything. Y'all just got racist.
But yeah, he really is like instant. I mean, I've been saying it since the beginning. He's Willie McGinnis.
Yeah, he is. He's
except for Willie McGinnis, like assaults waiters now. Imagine that guy assaulting a waiter.
No, he didn't assault a waiter. He assaulted a man that was sitting in a restaurant. It's different.
Yeah, someone that said something about his like wife or something. That guy. I'm on Willie's side on that.
I think that's hearsay. I think, but he did hit him with a bottle. I don't think he fucking just was.
Yeah, does Willie McGinnis need a bottle? Have you
Certainly
seen
not. But he's from the LBC. He's a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. I mean, you don't know that.
The famous story about Willie McGinnis beating up the guy naked in the shower is the best.
I think Willie McGinnis is a problem. outside in these streets. I'm going to say
I think
he's a
Willie
problem in these streets.
McGinnis gets a henny in him, and I think he's in it. I think Willie's in it.
He's going to go with a henny. Yeah, I mean, he's from the LBC. He went to school with Snoop Dogg. I mean, Snoop Dogg got a murder was the case that they gave him. I mean, I don't think that fucking he was too far away from that game. You know what I mean? Just the problem was he was 6'5", 290, and had a football scholarship. So
how good is his defense? I just got really excited again.
I know. I'm excited for Mate Mapu now. The Moops. He's coming in hot.
He's playing this week. I need Gonzalez to play good again, and I just need.
I don't know if I thought Gonzalez played all that great last week. I mean, he took that N'Keal Harry hit. It got me nervous. He got that.
I did
the first play when they threw that out, and then that fucking veteran receiver like buried him. Like he was flat-footed and waited for him. I was like, that's exactly the moment. And I hate to do it, but I always bring it up. But the moment I knew N'Keal Harry didn't have it is when he got a ball like thrown to him at like the
jet sweep.
No, it was just a throw out to him on the line of scrimmage, and he had 10 yards in between him and the corner. Full head of steam, 220. A corner was about 5'8", 190. Lit him the fuck up without moving. I was like, this guy don't got it. Like, you should be running him over.
This is really the best. Like, it really is perfect just to get like preseason, just to get hyped about every player. Because then I saw like an all 22 video of Christian Gonzalez. Yeah. And I was like, well, this guy, he's a veteran. He's doing everything perfect.
Look at that. Look at those hips.
He was backpedaling. It was like a run play to the other side, and he was just backpedaling. I'm like, well, this guy, he knows.
That's what they were all doing.
I was watching. That's so funny you say that, because I was watching an all 22 video of they were like, here's Pop Douglas running a route, and I'm looking at the bottom. I see that, and he goes, oh, by the way, that's Christian Boutte on the bottom, and I saw him. He was like, clearly the ball was like it was a quick pass to Tyquan Thornton on the other side of the field, but Boutte like barely run the route. I'm like, that motherfucker better get off my field. You better run that route 100%. I don't give a fuck if it's going the other side. 100%.
Boutte's going to start. Boutte has the SEC experience. He's starting this year.
I tell you what, he half-assed that one route when Tyquan Thornton caught it out. You guys can look it up.
Hey, who is the best Patriots D lineman since the 90s?
Seymour.
Better than Wilfork?
Yes.
Seymour was he a second? He was in the Hall of Fame in the second round, right? A second chance.
Second ballot, yeah.
Second chance. Wilfork hasn't even got on there yet, and he should. But nobody gives any respect to the nose tackle.
Yeah, it's all sacks and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess I don't know.
I mean, because if they were going to put in a nose tackle, they would put in what's his face, like world renowned as like the best of all time. The guy that's local around here. He's always on fucking Steve Diossi and him. Fuck, he played for Buffalo before they were good.
While you're coming up with that name, Richard Seymour is from South Carolina, Lower Richland High School. Just wanted to point that out.
Steakhouse. Oh, Fred. What's his name? Fred and Steve. Like Diossi is fucking the Boston guy, and Fred is. Why can't I think of his stupid fucking name? Fred Smirlis.
Tony, I would have never gotten that.
Smirlis is right, Tyler. That's such a. I didn't think you would get it, but he's like a local radio guy. He's been on the radio here since fucking the '80s. He played for the Patriots.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he's like a tremendous nose tackle. I bet your dad fucking probably had his jersey. He's a local guy that was really good at nose tackle. Played for Buffalo before they were good, like the OJ years. And then he played for the Patriots for like a year, and it was like a big deal that he came to play for the Patriots. And now he just does radio and has fucking a steakhouse. I don't know.
Never even heard of this guy. So who's
heard of Fred Smirlis? You know his voice if you hear it.
Who's better, Wilfork or McGinnis?
I like Wilfork because honestly, Willie McGinnis jumped around so much. Like they drafted him as a D end, and he played D end for Parcells, and then they moved him to like middle linebacker, and he was lost. And then he had him an outside linebacker with Belichick, and he got really good. And he was playing like on the edge only with Belichick, and he was a lot better. But like, I don't know. I didn't think he was like a world beater from the start. Again, I was a little young. He was like 5 or something like that.
So
I think Keion White. I mean, Keion White's got to be up there. He's had one great game.
White's top 3 anyhow.
Yeah.
You see that performance in preseason, you're like, this guy has got it. This guy has got it.
I have him penciled in right above Ninkovich.
Yeah. He's already past Ninkovich. Let's talk about who he's passed. Cassius Marsh. He's passed him.
Who was
putting on the jersey?
Why do I always forget the guy's name? Was it Tully Bantikane who rattled off like back-to-back 11 sacks?
Yeah, Tully
seasons?
Bantikane was good.
Yeah.
He got a big deal with San Francisco. I think he recorded 8 minutes playing for San Francisco, came back to the Patriots. There was a couple guys, remember? Andre Carter, Mark Cunningham. Not Mark Cunningham, Mark Anderson. They signed them both as DNs for that year, 2011. They went to the Super Bowl, and they both had double-digit sacks. And then you never heard of either of them again.
Because they didn't make a single play outside those sacks. Like, any other play was a net. Like, Tully Bantikane couldn't do anything.
Mark Anderson got a huge deal with Buffalo and was immediately terrible. I think Andre Carter went somewhere else, but he didn't do anything. He was at least like a really high draft pick. He was never really good in the league, and then he came to New England and had like the 12-sack season. Mark Anderson, I don't think was ever good ever
Jake
again
Beckett.
or before. Jake Beckett was never good at anything. He was dog shit from day one. And
He's like Raekwon. He's like Raekwon McMillan. Why does this guy get to stay on the team?
Bill loves him. Bill, there's something that I told you about it. There's just something that Bill like. If you just get a personality trait, he's the next Jake Beckett. One personality trait, you'll always be on the team. Something Raekwon does. He's like he won't let anybody else cut him. Or
they
put
extended
him
him for $1 million. Like
it was decent last year.
They're gonna extend.
No,
his
just so.
He played like
they did
3
it just
games.
so nobody could get him this year. He's hurt. He's not even going to play.
He's not going to play this year. They gave him an extension for no reason.
So nobody would
no
get
one
him next
picked
year.
him up before August this year. They were like, I think they signed him in like May. I'm like, all right, nobody cared. They just got Ezekiel Elliott in August. Do you think fucking Raekwon
Ezekiel Elliott
is flying off the shelves?
They got Ezekiel Elliott for like
17 knee injuries.
$850,000. I got Zeke for. It's like insane bill move.
It's veteran. It's the veteran minimum with like up to $6 million. They'll have to pay. They'll have to pay him like $3 million realistically. They have 15.
The guy had 12 touchdowns last year. He had 1, 2, double digits.
I agree. He's going to be a valuable. He's going to be robbing Ramondre Stevenson on the goal line left and
he's
right.
going to help. He's going to help dumb fat Trent Brown. He's going to help him a lot. I mean, I'm in. This is a good signing for the fellas here.
Yeah, he's going to be a good third down back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like the thought of a third down back. I think they're just going to do like when they did, like when they had, like when Ramondre was in his first year and Damian Harris, they'll rotate drives. You know what I mean? And then
just when you get tired, your buddy comes in.
Yeah,
That's all it's going to be.
The same thing that like they did with like Chad Henson or who's the guy that Brady like split time with at Michigan? Was it Henson?
Yeah.
Drew Henson. And they would they'd play like the first quarter and then the other guy would play the second quarter and then they'd fucking whoever was playing best played the second half. Like basically that shit.
Well, Garrett Blunt used to only play in like the mid third quarter and fourth quarter. Whenever else was tired, he would rush for like 80 yards.
Imagine tackling that guy when
pounds.
It's 30 degrees. Yeah, that guy's a big boy.
He was great, and fucking that gives you like Brandon Jacobs nightmares, where like the Patriots could never tackle him in the playoffs, and he would just run for 700 yards over you.
The one that gives me nightmares is Ray Rice. I don't like that guy.
Obviously, in an elevator, he's rough. That boy.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, I'd take him in an elevator.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon. By the way, nobody ever talks about it. Joe Mixon did worse, and he's in the NFL.
Well, he didn't do it. His buddy shot at a little boy for fucking no. Like,
what are you talking about? Joe Mixon.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm thinking
a
about
girl in a bar.
We don't talk about college. I mean, come on. That was before he was in the league.
Under a minute.
He just literally shot. His buddy just shot a little boy that was like near his yard. Yeah, bad guy. The call's gonna end. I can start another one, or we could just call it. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
It's up to you. You better make a decision. You're our podcast host.
I'll start another one. You boys, we'll do another 10. It's 9:48. All right, boys. Stay there. Hang tight for the boys. All right, they're gone. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. I got to figure this out. But Joe Mixon. I don't know why we were talking about Joe Mixon. KP says some wild shit sometimes. And then you're just thinking, why is he saying that? And it just all comes back to boredom. Just always him thinking about random shit from college and anything in the SEC or Southern football. Makes no sense whatsoever. But I am excited to see the boys play this weekend, Saturday. Hopefully we get Mac Daddy come in, ball out. There we go. There's someone. KP immediately fucking sitting on his fucking twin bed. Hi.
I'm here.
Kid's back. Yeah, I don't know. I was just yapping. I don't even know why I started the second video because I didn't have much to say. But I did send there's Ty. Again.
I think after watching one preseason game, this is a 10-win team. Tony texted that 45 seconds into the game. They did the kickoff. Tony said, "This is a 10-win team."
I saw them run down the field. I said, this is a team that wants it.
Keion White made one play, and Tony declared they're winning 10 games, and he's the best player maybe he's ever seen.
He's better than Dietrich Wise already. He's probably better than Lawrence Guy and Devon Godshaw as well.
I just didn't realize physically he was just – I knew he was a big
Specimen.
guy. I didn't realize he was like that.
I don't respect – and maybe I should because they have so many legends that went there, but I don't respect Georgia Tech as a football team. Like, I've never been like, wow, Georgia Tech's got some stars this year.
Well, they do. They got a Keion White. We need to go get another one.
Calvin Johnson, Keion White, Demarius Thomas. Who else went there? A lot of good players. Fucking didn't Shaq Mason went there?
Shaq Mason was a Jaw Tech guy.
Yeah. I mean, you don't think about it, but then they had a lot of good guys. A fucking shitty running offense.
Used to
Why did
be.
Calvin Johnson go to fucking Georgia Tech?
Because he was
Arguably
like in
the
that
greatest wide receiver of all time.
It was a weird limbo. They went to the option, I think, his junior year, and he was like, well, I'm just going to go to the NFL and be the best, and then I'm going to play 7 years in the NFL, never play football again.
Let's go full Barry Sanders. I'm way too good for this shit.
Literally.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson. I mean, that guy.
I'm still waiting for him to
guy.
be traded for the Patriots. Him and Larry Fitzgerald. One of those two guys is still coming. I don't know when.
I'll take Larry Fitz. I'll take Larry Fitz straight out of wherever he's ESPN. I'll take him.
He's the original Logan Airport meme. He was the guy that they made that for. That was like fucking 2008. They're like, here he is at Logan. With little one.
The best is when there was one of those with Jack Jones was the funniest meme I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was fun.
Larry Fitz has to be on the top 5 asses of NFL players.
Oh,
he's toting a piece. He had more tackles than he did drops. That's always going to be one of the craziest stats in history.
That's true? Wow.
Yeah, more tackles than drops.
He's a great player. He was in college and I was in college, and he played at Pitt and I was at Syracuse, and they were like, this fucking guy catches a touchdown every fucking game. He was unstoppable.
His college stats. I get bored every now and again. I'll look at like college stats from players, and that guy's college stats were so crazy.
When nobody was on the call, I was like, dumb KP gets bored and just looks at college football stats. He brings it up 8 seconds later into the podcast.
I text my buddies week because they're all Carolina fans. I'll say I hate Steve Spurrier for not voting McFadden for the Heisman.
Do y'all understand Darren McFadden went for 1,900 in 2004? Do y'all remember?
By the way, rest in peace, Alex Collins. That's tough. That's another hog dead.
I want him to be.
I'm out on that. Well, he is up in heaven.
And those Spurrier Carolina teams were great. They rattled off 11. They were 11-1 every single year.
Davian Clowney. They had that running back that was like a superstar and blew out his knee. Like literally went into the first row of the stands.
Yeah, well, he was Marcus Lattimore. He was coaching high school football at my rival high school, and then decided South Carolina was too woke and moved to Portland or Seattle or something. It was a ridiculous move. Yeah, insane move by him.
No, if South Carolina was too woke, you certainly wouldn't go to Portland. I know that.
South Carolina was too woke, as in bad for him.
Racist
the bad woke.
Yeah, that's not woke.
I wasn't saying that term.
It's a bad woke.
No, if it's not woke enough, sure, then you move to Portland. But then no, you don't. You don't leave a woke place to go to.
That's South Carolina. People forget Cam Newton was born against Spurrier South Carolina team. They were down by like 14, and Cam Newton suddenly was like, "Oh, all right," and then he became Cam Newton.
People are saying heavy in the streets that Cam Newton's the greatest college football player of all time.
It's not. It's a fact. I watched it with my eyeballs.
Listen. Everybody watched Cam Newton play college football, but what did he have? 1 year? He was just played 1 year.
Have you ever looked at? Here's another good one for you. Go look up Cam Newton JUCO stats if you want to be real entertained.
Lynn College. He was like at Last Chance U, just embarrassed.
They kept his stats. They kept his stats in miles rather than yards. That guy was a joke. He was so good.
He must have been tired a lot. Can you
Reggie
imagine
Bush
how
was all
tired
right.
you would be after a game if you just are literally the whole team?
Why? You're getting tackled by us three. Well, Tyler's a college football player. Tyler, take him down.
And dealer.
Oh, yeah. I would have definitely hit him after the whistle in a cheap shot.
And then he would have
and then immediately been like, I don't know what I was doing. I'm sorry.
The game got to me, Cameron. The game got to me.
I lost it there for a second.
You know, I was just
I
thinking.
once
You brought up.
tore.
Oh, go ahead.
I once tore someone's ACL on a kick return in the All-Star game.
It sounds like it
love
sucks
that.
to be him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just smoked the guy, and everyone's like, people on my own team were like, wow, I don't think you should have done that. I don't know.
He lost his ride to fucking Salem State. Who gave a shit? Fucking you want to step on the field with me? You're gonna know you played with Tyler Traynor.
Yeah, you're gonna feel
You're gonna
tomorrow.
fucking know.
Complete blindside. He wasn't looking, and just boom.
I got another. Jadavian Clowney. I got one.
HM helmet fucking going into someone's knee is iconic.
Stop it.
That's an icon. That's a fucking icon. That should be the logo. The Sachem helmet going into a guy's knee, fucking with a scoreboard behind it, and it's like just says 41-0. It's a cheap shot. The arrows on the helmet pointing at somebody's torn ligament.
And players high fiving.
As the other team's running back is like, 60 yards away.
you see the running back in the background fucking scoring a touchdown. Meanwhile, the helmet is going into someone's knee for no reason. Guy doesn't know you're coming. That was so funny because I was a center, obviously, which is boring as fuck. And literally, if we ever made a big play, I would just find anybody that wasn't looking and just fucking ear hole them. That was literally my number one. I would only do that, and I thought it was great. I would look for it we'd do the film session the next day, and I would be like, dude, watch me lay out this fucking idiot. He had no idea what was coming, and I would fucking decleat kids 50 yards away from the fucking play. Literally, we're scoring a touchdown, or somebody else is scoring a touchdown, which is even worse. Like, if somebody else is scoring a touchdown on defense and you're looking for players to fucking black out and concuss, like, what are you doing? Like, your one job is to get the guy, like, to not be blocked and to tackle the guy, not run at people and fucking knock them unconscious.
Oh, that really is a classic. Yeah, down by 48 in the fourth quarter. The coach won't pull you.
All you want is the coaches to know that you're trying. So, like, the way to show that you're trying is to hurt people and hit them just until the whistle. That's it. They say play to the whistle. Well, if somebody's running down the field, you don't know what to do. Like, you're not going to chase him. You're never going to catch him. Might as well fucking hurt somebody.
It is funny, too, because you when you're younger, you don't realize you have coaches who are just dumb, like, drunks.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you do something like that, and after they'd be like, hey, I'll let them know you're there. I'll let them know you're there.
Hey, rough them up, boys. Rough them up. Come on, got to get it going. Somebody's clapping. Let them know. Come on. They're going to know they played Saugus today, boys. They're going to know.
Yeah, imagine seeing a 14-year-old do that and not being like, dude, come on. Like,
14 years old. Like, you're not setting them up for, like any type of success later on in life. You're not be like, listen, hit the guy that has no idea you're coming, because that's the way to get out on top.
That's the stuff you're gonna remember.
You're gonna lose for the next 40 years. But in order to
hit him hard, hit him first.
Victories. Yeah,
it was literally Cobra Kai rules. It was strike hard, strike first. It was fucking run away. That was like the third part.
It really was. Yeah. Oh,
how about I got one. Clowney played running back in high school. How about that?
Not against me, he didn't. He never would have come out of that huddle.
He's a point. I saw him at a Chinese buffet once. That's the biggest man I've ever laid eyes on, ever.
For such a dominant college player, he really has had a pedestrian professional career.
He just gets hurt. I mean,
he's ever had 10 sacks.
He would be like a decent first-round pick. Obviously not a great first overall pick.
He was fucking with J.J. Watt on the same team. Like, prime J.J. Watt on one side. Jadeveon Clowney, number one.
It sounds a lot like Matthew Judon and Keion friggin' White we got going on here.
All right. I mean, I got nothing else to say. Do you? I mean, let's go.
That was a good bit. That was a great ending.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way to end it. So, as always, I think you should follow us on X. At Brady Disciple, at Malcolm Go Pod. Of course, we're on Patreon. We would enjoy your support if you're enjoying the pod, and I know you are because you guys are always in my comments in the DMs and in the emails. MalcolmGoPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send any notes. The Patreon, Malcolm Go Podcast. And, of course, the Discord. I'll send out the link But I don't know if you can just join it. I'm sure you can. Malcolm Go Podcast. Just search it in Discord. You get in there. All the boys are having a blast all the time, especially during the season. So, yeah, I think we're having a good time, and I think everybody had a good time today on this pod. And I hope you guys are having a good week.
You're absolutely butchering this right now.
I'm falling apart here at the end. I got my throat got really dry at the end. So I don't know. Anyway, go Patriots, and we'll see you next week.
Do your job. All right, don't try to make too much out of it. Just do your job.
7-8 months ago, right? All for this moment. It's about honor. It's about respect. We win this game, you're honored. Your kids are honored. Your families are honored. We are three.
Stack receivers, two to the right. Russell Wilson extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's good. Intercepted. Intercepted to Malcolm Butler. Butler has it at the one. Malcolm Butler stepping.
Warner goes back to throw, and here's the blitz by Mike Vrabel. The pass is intercepted. They got on Keion. 30, 25, 20, 15, touchdown. Keion picks it up and takes it to the house. For Adam Vinatieri, 48-yard field goal attempt. Set to go. Snap, ball down. Kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It's good. It's good. Adam Vinatieri booms a 48-yard field goal, and the game is over. And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The Patriots are Super Bowl champions. The best team in the
Hey! Did it!
I love you, man.
Did it, bro. I love you. I love you. You worked your ass off.
You're the greatest quarterback in the world, man.
Hey, I love you, man.